Hello, Lena. How are you? I hope you are doing well. Good. So, welcome to these lessons. Today, we are going to look at primary auxiliary verb. I wanted to start with the modal auxiliaries, but from the exercises I gave, I realized most of you do not understand the primary auxiliary. So, I will take it from there before I get into the modal auxiliary. So, we are going to start with the primary auxiliary verbs. But before we look at primary auxiliary, let's understand verbs. So we are going to have a recap on verbs. For verbs, you have treated verbs since the lower classes. So when we talk about a verb is a word in a sentence that indicates the action or the state of being expressed by the subject. In this sentence, we had two keywords: action or state of being of the subject. What it means is, don't talk about a verb in a sentence. The verb is what will be performing the action the subject is portraying, or it will be telling us the state of being of the subject, or what is popularly known as, it will link the subject to the other part of the sentence. Now let us understand that best with the examples below. Let's look at this example. Kofi dances azonto in the morning. Kofi dances azonto in the morning. There's an action here, which means Kofi, being the subject, performs the action dance. So here, this sentence answers one part of the definition of a verb. Let's look at the second one. The boy jumped over the wall. The subject is the boy. There was an action jump which we can see or perform. Therefore, because we can perform jump, it becomes the action in the sentence. That's where it defines. It also confirms the definition of the fact that a verb is an action word. The next one is Kwame is the boy's prefect. Now the verb in this sentence is, and then the subject is Kwame. Now if you look at this sentence carefully, you realize that Kwame is the boy's prefect. You won't see Kwame performing any action here, but you say it's a verb. So because it's here as a verb, but it does not indicate action, but it tells us the state of Kwame among the boys, shows that it is a verb. That is what gives us the second definition. That is that a verb is a word in a sentence that indicates the state of being. So it tells us who Kwame is. Or, as previously said, it is called linking verb, which means is links Kwame to the prefectship position. So where you see, you cannot perform this action, yet it is a verb. So it means that not all verbs are action words. Some perform actions, or some are action, some also are state of being. Let's look at the fourth example. Jane likes blue bags. So Jane likes. Can you perform the action like here? You can't perform this action. But we say likes is the verb here. So it means that likes is linking Jane to the blue bags. It tells us the state of Jane's mind when it comes to blue bags. That's why we say what verbs also what indicate state of being of a subject. So what we are trying to learn here today is that we can have two kinds of verbs in a sentence. One, the verb will be telling what or indicating action. And these actions can also be acted. Put this at the back of your mind. I'm going to give you an assignment on identifying action verbs and state of being verbs. If you want to identify a verb to be an action verb, it means you can even act what the verb is saying. For instance, walking, we can walk, we can act that. Playing, we can play, we can act it. Run, we can also run. Drive, we drive and someone see you acting that, and etc. So all those verbs that we can put into action or an act are terms action verbs, and in a sentence they also indicate the same. Then the next one, which is state of being or linking verbs. For them, we can't act them, but they bring our attention to such situations or situations that are being talked about. So for instance, talk about S. Can you perform X? No one can act S, but X is a verb, and that is what we call state of being verb. If you look at the sentence, Kwame is the boy's prefect. Has. No one can perform the action has. Love. No one can perform the action love. Feel. No one. Arrive. So it goes on in that order. So please, you should know the difference between action verbs and state of being or linking verbs. With this, you can express yourself well. Therefore, you don't just use any verb in any sentence or any situation. So, under this topic that we have just learned on verb, now you should be able to tell differences in your expression. So you know how to express a statement or a situation with the right verb. So I'm going to give you an activity below. You should perform it in your books, and as usual, you send it to me on my WhatsApp.